Today I fucked up by sending a typo to my daughter's teacher that sounded rather sexual in nature. Today I fucked up by sending my child's teacher a typo. My daughter has been virtually schooling along with her siblings this year. It's been an adventure, that's for sure. She's my youngest and in first grade. One of the apps the kids use daily rewards the kids coins, and they can use the coins to customize an avatar. Recently, one of the students has been logging into other kids' accounts, spending their coins and messing with their avatars. The teacher reached out to those of us whose kids got hacked to have us choose a new password for our kiddos. Since they're young, their passwords are pictures. For instance, my child logged in with an orange star and then clicked a green gecko. So I was asked to choose a different icon to log in. Her teacher messaged me, "What did you pick for kid's name?" I totally forgot to reply. Then, today, my child needed to log on and I remembered, so I messaged her. And this was 24 hours plus later, with quite a few school updates and messages between then and now. I quickly texted, "I picked the pink kitty," except, I fat-fingered the message. So, I sent teacher, "I licked the pink kitty." My daughter, watching over my shoulder as I was messaging the teacher, said, "You licked a kitty?" Ha ha ha, mommy licked Schroeder, one of the cat's names, of course having no idea it was funnier than just saying I had licked a feline. Quickly replied a correct version to the teacher, who sent a big LOL as reply. Pardon me while I go die from embarrassment. Too long didn't read, sent a typo to kid's teacher that sounded like I was having oral sex. Kudos to your daughter for being able to read that in grade 1. She's an amazing reader and writer. On her cold right she spelled simulator correctly. I'm very proud of her. She's grown so much this year. Was it a traditional typo or did the autocorrect do it? I've disabled autocorrect on iOS because it got me in so much trouble already. Besides, for some reason it corrected after I hit send. So now I'd rather have words that, even though they have typos, they are still close enough to the actual word for people to figure it out, instead of something written properly but way off the actual intended word. I have autocorrect on, so it may have been that, but really L and P are close to each other, so it probably was just my fat thumb. Haha, this is absolutely amazing! Exclamation mark. You could have made it way worse if you'd accidentally replaced another letter there instead of the P. Luckily that is on the other side of the keyboard. Today I fucked up by almost getting my father arrested. When I was a child, every summer my parents sent me to camp for 3 weeks. This camp was absolutely the highlight of my year. That feeling of excitement as I packed up my clothes and gathered up my sleeping gear was the best. This particular year, my dad bought me a disposable camera to document the trip. It wasn't just any disposable camera. It was a green Ninja Turtles one. At 9 years old, I thought it was super cool. One of the key features of this camera was it would develop a superimposed image of my favorite character, Michelangelo, giving a sweet thumbs up pose on every picture. In hindsight, it ruined photos, but I digress. Everything at camp is really going great, and I'm having as much fun as I always had. Probably about 5 days in, and the camp counselors announced that we stink. Everyone had to take showers. As kids, showers are not our priority. A real stick in the spokes, and no one is excited. Reluctantly we trudge along from the cabins to the modular-looking building with the showers. I'm in and out as fast as possible. I dry off, and suddenly I had this idea that I would return to the showers with my sweet green Ninja Turtle camera. Having no good concept of what is or isn't appropriate, I start snapping photos of naked boys in the shower. Of course, this is all incredibly funny to 9-year-old me at the time. Shrieks, the futile attempts at covering up their privates with their hands, hilarious. I remember that feeling of victory I had, knowing I had quite possibly just pulled off what must be the greatest prank of all time. Life goes on, and the rest of camp goes off without a hitch. Motorboat rides, tubing on the lake, sports, horses, awesome. Camp is over, and my dad arrived to pick me up. I couldn't wait to tell him how great it was. He's certainly happy that I had a good time, and suggests we develop the film from my sweet Ninja Turtle camera. I'm oblivious, but still running high on excitement. We enter the drugstore and drop off the film. From here, I remember we went and ate some lunch and I then patiently waited in the van for my dad to pick up the film. Now I'm close enough to the entrance where I can see what's going on. I kept looking and looking for my dad. Where is he? He sure was taking a long time. Still oblivious, I see a police car slowly pull up, and another soon after. Cool. I like policemen. I finally see my dad, escorted by 2 police officers. Then see my dad waving and pointing towards me frantically. I remember thinking, what do I do? I'm scared to get out on my own, so I wait. My dad is no criminal. Slowly a police officer approached the van and asked me if I needed help and what my name was. He asked me if I knew who that man was. I didn't get it or understand what his angle was until many years later. Anyway, things were eventually sorted, and I got my pictures. The real funny ones were gone. Lame. At this point my father is pretty flush. Certainly a heavy feeling of embarrassment and shame. The drive home he attempts to explain the severity of the pictures I had taken, but I honestly didn't have the mental capacity. What's the big deal? It's just kids SMH. TL. Doctor almost got my father arrested when he developed film from my camera containing pictures of naked boys at summer camp. I love the backwards logic that naked photos of kids are less offensive than naked photos of adults. I can even see how that would make perfect sense in a 9-year-old brain. Plenty of family photo albums include pictures of the kids bathing, which are considered silly and non-sexual, and without the knowledge that pedophiles exist, it would only stand to reason that undeveloped child bodies would always be seen in the same light. Now that I think about it, if pedophiles didn't exist, or were so rare as to not register on the radar of the general public, CP laws probably wouldn't exist either. Lamau, holy shit, that's a bit of a whoops, isn't it? God bless the people who have worked in photo labs over the years. I declare this as a certified iconic story. I'm 38 now and I can't shake it. It lives in my head and I thought laying it out there might help. Oh my god, the photo guy had to be pulling out photos of naked kids with fucking Michelangelo giving a thumbs up in the corner. Jesus Christ. Where son, where did he place his green hand? Today I fucked up by drinking brake fluid to electric Boogaloo. I am not dead. Okay, so in my previous post I was talking about how about 24 hours ago I may have accidentally ingested .4 brake fluid, while trying to siphon it out of my brakes. I promptly called poison control after reading the label, with them telling me that since I spit it out as soon as it touched my lips I should be fine, but if have any symptoms go to a hospital. After it happened I went about my day as usual, smoked cigars with my friends, chilled, and had a good time. Then I sat down to watch a movie with one of my roommates and started heavily researching what I may have ingested, diethylene glycol, active ingredient in antifreeze. While reading the poison control website and various other sources I discovered that not much is known about the poison, compared to others, but is treated with either 4-fumepizole or 4-ethanol when it's in the early stages, but can only be treated through dialysis in the latter phases. So me being a teenager I had a triple and a bit of rum, Captain Morgan Black, and Coke for the medical reason that ethanol is in rum. Immediately puked. First time happening to me. After the first sip, due it being more rum than Coke, I continued sipping, enjoying my night. Then went to sleep. Woke up around 7 AM feeling sick, which is not unusual for me when I wake up early. I usually feel sick no matter what, and puked 4 times and still felt a bit tipsy. No big deal, just a nasty hangover, right? So, I carried on with my day drinking water and getting sunlight. I had my first meal around 2 PM. It was an Italian BMT, and promptly vomited less than an hour after eating it. Now I had still felt tipsy and was sick to my stomach, a feeling that usually goes away later in the day. That's when I knew I had to go to the hospital. It didn't feel like a normal hangover. On the way to the hospital I called my boss saying I had poisoned myself and couldn't come in. I told him I thought I had poisoned myself. He thought it was just a stomach thing and told me to come in anyway, so I had to humiliatingly explain to him that I had poisoned myself with brake fluid and was on my way to the hospital. He wished me luck and said okay, laughing. When I got to the hospital I had to explain to about 5 different people explaining what happened and explaining that I'm not suicidal, just dumb. Then they joked saying that brake fluid was surprising, as most people use antifreeze. I told them everything that I was drinking and I could be that or anxiety, as I like to give my doctors every piece of information, and you should too, as they are not there to judge but to help you and possibly save your life. The doctors then consulted poison control about course of treatment and coincidentally talked to the same gentleman I had talked to last night. I also then had to text my parents what happened, my dad telling me I'm stupid and my mom telling me that at least I learned not to do it again. They did x-rays and a full blood panel, 4 whole vials of blood. The blood came back clean and so did the x-rays. The doctor said I was probably fine, worst case I had microdosed myself with the toxin and it was working its way through me. They gave me a prescription for anti-nausea meds and sent me on my way with the bill. I am okay and will probably feel like shit for a while. I got very lucky. What I had learned is to do things the right way, even if it takes more time, or at least read the warning label on products. They are there for a reason. Too long didn't read. I am an idiot who siphoned brake fluid with my stupid idiot mouth and went to the hospital. Edit, Part 1. Glad you're okay. As a nurse, thank you. I don't work in an ER, fortunately, but where I work, people still try to lie to us sometimes. No, please don't. We're not here to judge. We're not here to get you in trouble. Literally our only goal is to get you safe/healthy, and then maintain that. Please be honest with your healthcare providers. 3. Every smart person has at least one story of doing something this tier of stupid. Don't be embarrassed by it. So what if it was just a stomach thing? If you're sick, don't go to work, your boss is an ass. I don't care how smart you are, we've all done something stupid like that. At least you lived to learn a lesson.